I rejected Real Madrid after leaving Liverpool in 2023. It just didn't feel right.
Brazilian forward Roberto Firmino called time on his Liverpool career in the summer of 2023 and has now revealed how close he came to joining Real Madrid on a free transfer. Liverpool forwards Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino.
Roberto Firmino has revealed why he made the decision not to join Real Madrid following his departure from Liverpool, despite the Spanish giant being keen on his signature. The Reds icon brought the curtain down on his Anfield journey in the summer of 2023, leaving at the expiry of his deal after 8 silverware-filled campaigns on Merseyside. The Brazilian netted 111 goals and provided 72 assists across 362 outings during his stint with Liverpool, helping propel the Reds to every major trophy, including both the Premier League and Champions League, as he established a lethal attacking trio alongside Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. However, after slipping down the hierarchy during his concluding seasons at the club, Firmino chose to move elsewhere following his inability to reach an agreement on fresh terms with the Reds. The 34-year-old relocated to Saudi Arabia without a fee as he joined Al Ahly, helping the side to an AFC Champions League triumph last season. Yet after being omitted from their Saudi Pro League squad for the campaign's latter half, he was seeking pastures new once more last summer as he penned terms with Qatari outfit Al Sadd. Roberto Firmino of Al Sadd SC looks on before the Doha Bank Stars League Qatar match between Al Sadd SC and Qatar SC at Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha, Qatar. Firmino has now disclosed that he attracted attention from Real Madrid in both the summers of 2023 and 2025. Nevertheless, he ultimately chose against a switch to the Bernabeu on both occasions, as he wasn't their primary target.
There was, of course, interest from Real Madrid, he told TNT Sports Brazil. To be honest, there was interest. My agency told me about it, and yes, it was recently, but not like before, when there was that offer to go to Arabia. Back then, there was real interest from Madrid, but there were a lot of factors. I wasn't the first or even the second option, so I would have had to wait quite a bit. Not that I'm impatient, but I had to wait, Then the offer from Al Ahly came, and I had to pray and think if that was really the right thing. So that's how it happened. I went to Arabia, and I believe the purpose was fulfilled there. I think that's what was meant to happen. Of course, Real Madrid is a massive club. It would have been a great honor and pleasure to play for Real Madrid. Florian Wirtz, 153-meter update emerges as Liverpool. Truth clear amid Arne Slot verdict. Florian Wirtz is yet to score his first goal for Liverpool since arriving from Bayer Leverkusen in the summer, but the German playmaker's latest market value offers a clear truth to the Reds. Florian Wirtz joined Liverpool in a deal worth up to 116 meters in the summer. Florian Wirtz's market value has continued to rise despite his lack of goal-scoring output since arriving at Liverpool. The Reds signed Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen during the summer transfer window in a deal worth up to $116 million with add-ons. The move was, at the time, a club and potentially a British transfer record before Liverpool went on to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle United for $125 million a few weeks later. Wirtz took the iconic number 7 shirt at Anfield, which was vacated following Luis Diaz's move to Bayern Munich. Since signing for Liverpool, Wirtz has yet to score his first goal and has contributed 3 assists, 2 of which have come in the Champions League, and has yet to do so in the Premier League. The German put in an impressive performance against Real Madrid in Europe in midweek, where he was utilized on the left wing. Alexander Isak injury latest as Liverpool return date set, not ready. Ever since Wirtz was signed for a 9-figure fee, there's been plenty of attention of the playmaker's performances in a Liverpool shirt. The CIE's Football Observatory have provided some good news about Wirtz's market value. The website has listed Wirtz's market value as up to $173 million, $152 million, which is still considerably more than Liverpool agreed to pay Leverkusen, even if all add-ons are activated. Given Wirtz is still only 22 years old, there is plenty of time for that fee to increase. Arne Slot was asked about Wirtz's goal scoring out for Liverpool earlier this week, where the Reds head coach defended Wirtz's form in front of goal. Arne Slot has full faith in Florian Wirtz. You can say he has only started one of the last 4, but you can also say he started 8, 9, 10 or 11 already this season, Slot told reporters on Monday, a day before Liverpool beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. I've said this quite a lot. It is not being used as an excuse, but just how it is. Many times we have to play 3 games in 7 days, with only 2 days rest in between. For a player who comes from a different league, which is a very good league by the way, 9 out of 10 people would agree the Premier League is a bit more intense, especially in all the games. If you look at that, then he already played a lot. He has had his impact in a lot of games, but has been unlucky with the end product either by himself or his teammates. For me, he exactly brought what we expected. A player who created a lot for the team. He will have his goals, but I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that if you're 22 or 23 and come to a different league, that you might need some time to adjust to that intensity if you play every 3 days, with only 2 days rest in between. Before, Ryan Gravenberch was sitting here in the press conference, and it took him a while to adjust to the intensity, maybe even longer than it is going to take Florian. Marc Guehi's saga takes new twist with 2 clubs left in race to sign him. 2 huge clubs are in the race to sign Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace. Marc Guehi is the subject of a transfer tug-of-war between 2 huge clubs, with one side leaving the race to sign the Crystal Palace defender. Guehi was strongly linked with a move away from Palace during the summer transfer window. A deadline day switch to Liverpool seemed destined after they agreed a £35 million deal for the England international, who was given permission to undergo a medical. A deal sheet was then submitted to the Premier League to take the Guehi negotiations beyond the deadline, but Palace ultimately decided against sanctioning his sale because they could not sign a replacement. Guehi has informed Palace that he does not want to sign a new contract and is set to leave on a free at the end of the season, with his deal set to expire next summer. That means he is able to sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club when the January transfer window opens on New Year's Day 2026. Guehi is attracting interest from several foreign clubs, including Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, who are on the hunt for a new centre-back. But according to AS, Real have pulled out of the race to sign the 25-year-old, stating that he has become too expensive in terms of salary and signing on bonus. So that leaves Bayern and Liverpool to compete for Guehi, with the Spanish report claiming all paths seem to point towards a move to Anfield. He would be a natural replacement for Ibrahima Konate, who appears poised to leave the Premier League champions next summer, given his contract is up next summer. Ibrahima Konate could leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Real Madrid eye new top target after withdrawing from Marc Guehi race. Real are seeking reinforcements at the back, with David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger expected to leave the Bernabeu at the end of the season. They were keeping tabs on Liverpool's Konate, who is out of contract at the end of the season. But the La Liga side are now looking at Bayern Munich's Dayot Upamecano, who himself is also available on a free transfer next summer. A verbal agreement has reportedly already been reached with Real in view to a summer switch. Real Madrid pull out of race to land Marc Guehi for 2 reasons. Real Madrid have reportedly ruled themselves out of the race for Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi, as Liverpool and Bayern Munich lead the chase for his signature. The 25-year-old England defender is expected to move on next summer after deciding not to extend his contract, which runs until June 2026. He will be free to negotiate a pre-contract agreement with overseas clubs from January 1st. Guehi was one of several options considered by Madrid as they assessed centre-back targets across Europe, but the Spanish giants have now walked away from the deal, according to reports in Spain, as claimed that Guehi's salary and signing-on demands are deemed too high for a move to proceed. It represents the latest twist in a saga that began when Liverpool came within minutes of signing Guehi on deadline day. A $35 million fee had been agreed, and the player completed a medical before Palace blocked the transfer after failing to find a replacement. Real Madrid have reportedly ruled themselves out of the race for Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi. Reports in Spain claim that Guehi's salary and signing-on demands are deemed too high for Madrid to proceed with a move. Palace chairman Steve Parish later argued that keeping his captain was essential to avoid breaking down the fabric of the team. He told Men in Blazers podcast the club could not afford to weaken themselves further after previous high-profile departures. Marc was great about it as a person, Parish said. Liverpool made the offer. It was a massive club. He was obviously interested in going, but he was fine about it, staying if that was the decision we made. Guehi has since been praised for his professionalism and influence under Oliver Glasner, who confirmed last month that the defender had turned down a new contract in pursuit of what he described as something different.
Spanish outlet AS reported that Madrid's scouting team had tracked Guehi alongside Dayot Upamecano, Ibrahima Konate, and William Saliba before ruling the deal out as virtually impossible. They suggested Liverpool and Bayern Munich are now leading the race. The Palace captain's performances continue to justify that attention. He helped lead his club to last season's FA Cup victory over Manchester City and the Community Shield, and remains one of the Premier League's most reliable defenders. Speaking to TNT Sports in October, Guehi said the collapsed Liverpool transfer was quickly forgotten. Palace chairman Steve Parish claimed that keeping his captain was essential to avoid breaking down the fabric of the team. "The sun goes up, the sun goes down, life goes on," he said. "That's my mindset." Bayern Munich are also believed to have met his representatives in recent weeks as they prepare for possible defensive changes next summer, while Liverpool retain long-term interest.